Once again, back here on the Troy University campus, I'm Barry McKnight with Troy men's golf coach Clay Bounds. Clay, you have been here since late summer, early fall. For you and for your family and the reception that you've gotten, how do you characterize all that?
Right. It was a whirlwind to start out. Having to move down from Morgantown, move my family down here and get settled in Troy was difficult, but we made it through it. We made it through it.
It's a great town to raise a family in.
It is. Yeah. The support around the town is just incredible. The people that we've met already and got connected with it's been awesome.
You have been a coach for a good while now at some good programs throughout. I'm just interested. You had the Troy opportunity come across your desk.
Right.
Initially, your impressions. What attracted you about applying for the job, and how has it been since you were awarded?
I always knew Troy had a historic golf program. I did not know about the facility. That was one thing that shocked me when I came here. When they brought me down here, was the facility. Just truly amazing. The campus is beautiful. They poured so much money into the facilities on campus, and it was awesome to see because I knew that as a head coach, you can recruit to that, right? So it's been awesome.
Give us a sense from the inside. Everybody who lives in Troy or goes through Troy or comes to Troy for a game, they've been down Elm Street, down George Wallace. They see it and it looks nice. But other than the attractiveness of the facility and the course itself and the driving range, what is it that sets this apart?
Right. I think it being on campus. Right. It's a 1-minute drive for the guys who live on campus, and then the guys who live off campus is a 3 or 4 minute drive. So I think the convenience of the location is awesome. We have technology in the hitting bays, TrackMan, sand putting lab that the guys can hop on and really check their numbers on TrackMan and whatnot. So, but I think just the location. You have nice facilities, but sometimes they're 20, 30 minutes away from campus. Here, we're seeing the football field, the basketball arena right in the background. So it's truly an amazing setting.
You and I talked about this earlier in the week. Where do you stand on the utilization of all the technology that seems to be just mushrooming in the sport?
Right. It's different for each player. Some guys want to know their numbers, their path, their attack angle, how far they're carrying and whatnot. Some guys just want to know how fast their swing speed is. It could be that. You can look at it as little as you want to or as much as you want to, and kind of and go from there and kind of structure your practice off of your numbers and whatnot.
I know a lot of people who are watching this are wannabe golfers. They mess around a little bit, and I would think that you would tend to remember the good shots you hit. Right. Boy, I hit that 5-iron really well. I can hit a 5-iron. And you can go back. That's a tool that says, well, you can be a little more consistent with it. I mean, you don't remember the 5-iron that you sculled or hooked or something like that.
Right, you try to forget those. But the good shots keep bringing you back. That's why we play this game.
But you've got the body of evidence to show, well, this is
right.
What
the
you do.
Historical data is good. You can go back and say, I was swinging a 5-iron 105 miles an hour. Well, let's try to get back to those numbers because I was hitting it well then. So just little things like that. But I'm a field player. I grew up as a field player playing golf. So I teach a field game. But if you want to know the numbers, we can certainly sit down and do that as well.
Let's get into the season itself, because I love talking about the development of players, and I know that's a strength of yours. At least that's what everybody has brought forward when you got the job. But what about the players themselves? The fall schedule was informational. I mean, it helped you kind of discover these guys. What did you learn about this team?
So coming into the program, I had to learn each player's games, right? I had to learn, what they did on the golf course, how they prepared for tournaments and whatnot. And that was, I do that fairly well, I think. And we just take it going just player by player, seeing, what they need to do to get better, right? We'll sit down at the beginning of the season. What are their goals? What do they want to accomplish and whatnot, and go from there.
Everybody remembers the season last year for Brantley Scott.
Yes.
What he did is hard to replicate. I would imagine he is a cornerstone of the expectations for this year.
And he's one of the reasons I came here, right? He's He made regionals as an individual last year. Great player, but he struggled in the fall. He had a rough fall, but in the springtime, his qualifying scores have been amazing. He shot 17 under par for 9 rounds of qualifying. He's lapping everybody on the team, but it's fun to watch him become more of a vocal leader on the team. He's been a leader on the golf course, but now he's becoming more of a leader vocally as well.
As we record this, it's a Tuesday morning. You're a little bit more than a week out, or you are a week out from starting the spring schedule. Mm-hmm. You are at what they call the Border Olympics,
yes,
Laredo,
Border
Texas.
Olympics, yeah.
You mentioned to me last night it's a tournament that you've played in before. It's a high quality event. Seems like it'd be a good start to the start of spring for you guys.
It is. We're going to have good weather as well, which is nice. The winter has been wet and a little bit cold, but we're going to get down there and it's going to be 75 and sunny. They have tacos on the 10th tee for everybody, so that's another perk. But it's good. We're excited. The guys are ready to play. We've qualified well. We've been practicing hard, working out hard, and now it's time to put it all together in a tournament and get down there and compete.
Other than Brantley, name some names, some guys that you're going to have to rely on.
Yeah, so Jake Springer, he's a huge asset to the team. Another vocal leader. Him and Brantley feed off each other, I would say. They both work really hard, and the other players see that. Nick Folks is playing really good golf right now. He's a transfer. We got Will Simpson. He's a sophomore from Iowa. Really good player. Hits the ball really well. And then Lee Popple. He's a freshman from Tallahassee. Really talented player. Played well for us in the fall. Finished second at the UNA individual tournament last fall. So I'm excited for this top 5. It should be good.
Talking here with Clay Bounds, men's golf coach. A coaching point here to kind of close things out. Fans know, football teams won back-to-back Sun Belt championships. Coach Jared Parker is busy working with those guys to try to win a 3rd in a row, and it's all about competition in the off season. Scott Cross, Shanda Rigby, Skylar Mead, all of them. Everything that they do on and off the competitive surface is to compete.
Right.
What about golf?
Yeah, and as a coach, you have to provide that competition in practice, right? Coaches win, practice. The players win the tournaments and whatnot. So for me, we do a lot of points games during practice and whatnot. Like you hit the fairway, you get a point. You hit the green, you get a point. And whoever has the least points at the end of the day, has the sand divots or something. So it's something you don't want to do. But also qualifying is huge for me. I love to qualify. I love to see the guys compete against each other on the team and kind of stack themselves up in the top 5. So, and we have 12 guys, so there's a lot of competition. We're very deep, and like I said, for us as coaches, it's great to see them competing in practice and qualifying.
Everything you do is purposeful as a coach.
Correct. Yes.
Very interesting stuff. We look forward to following you this spring and checking out the Troy men's golf team for Coach Clay Bounds and everybody here on the Troy University campus. I'm Barry McKnight.